stub, just like that. And we'll go ahead and just invoke S8 in the outermost portion.
Line 13 is the define sub S8, right?
Oh, I'm missing something, am I not? I'm missing an end while. The while itself has to end. Everything in here has to be indented. And one more indentation here. Okay. There's no recursion in this program, but it does have something that we haven't combined before. Okay, we have the concepts in both cases, but we haven't made this particular combination before. It's just like, using Legos. Okay, Lego, each piece of Lego is like, yeah, it's a rectangular block, big deal. But you can build stuff out of Legos when you combine it in different ways. So writing programs is playing with Legos in a certain way. Okay, so let's go ahead and trace this program. We have comments, we have line number, starting on line 15. Well, the precondition does nothing to say, then we start on line 15, invoking S8. So this time I'll just kind of illustrate how we can just use return info, because there's nothing after line 15. The return info is just post. We don't want to go back to line 15. There's nothing on line 15 to do once the invocation of S8 is done. So in this case, you can use return line number, you can use return info, it's your choice. Okay. And once we set up the column, we go to subroutine S8 and start execution. Whoop, I forgot one thing. I. Yep, local variable I starts with an unknown value, just like that. And then we go into the subroutine starting on line 7. Line 7 says I gets a value of 3. On line 8, we look at the condition. I is less than 6 is true. Then we go to line 9, which is the only thing that I want to illustrate here. Everything else is really straightforward. Okay, so we go to line 9. I want to do a conditional statement, but can I determine which way to go? Can I determine whether to go to line 10 or should I go all the way to line 12 at this time? I need to invoke the subroutine first, because the subroutine will tell me a true false value. Then I can determine which way to go. Okay, is that working? Yep.
Do you return back to line 9 after you go?
Sorry?
Do you return back to line 9?
Exactly. I'm just trying to explain, what we have to do here on line 9. So that means, we need return info, because, we're going to invoke S7. We have to invoke S7 in order to determine which way to go. And invoking S7 means I need one extra column for parameter n. Parameter n is not a big problem, because I use local variable I, which now has a value of 3 to specify parameter n. So parameter n starts with a value of 3. That's not really the tricky part. The tricky part is, what do I use here to represent the return info? Well, we know that we have to get back to line 9 because it's not done yet. What part is not done? Well, the conditional branch part is not done, so we have to remember that it is still a conditional statement. And the invocation will give me a true-false value, so I can actually use it to make a decision which way to go. So the invocation is replaced by a single question mark, and then the rest of the line remains exactly the same as described in the pseudocode. Is that part okay? Yep.
So you only have a true path this time?
Yeah, exactly. I don't have a fault. Well, there are always two paths. It's just that one path has something to do, the other path has absolutely nothing to do. Okay, so I have to be careful with the wording, because we always have two branches when you have a conditional statement. It's just that in this case, one branch has an action to perform, the other branch has nothing to do. Okay, so are we doing okay with this cell, E8? Did I change the rule in any way?
No.
Did I change the mechanisms in any way? Nope, it's just a new combination. We're using the same mechanism, except this time I stick an invocation inside the condition of a conditional statement. Okay? So that means now that we have columns E and F set up, we can go into the subroutine S7, starting on the only line that has any action to perform, which is line 3. Line 3 is not too bad. It does not have any recursion. It just has a mod operator. It wants to find out what is 3 mod 2. 3 mod 2 is 1. 1 equals to 0 is false. Okay, so that means line 3 is actually just returning the value of false. I can return 3, I can return 10, I can return true, I can return false. Okay, so in this case I'm returning false. So what am I going to do? Change the question mark to false. Okay, I have not changed the mechanism of returning a value at all. It's exactly the same way as we have done it so many times before. And then what do we do? We go to line 4. Line 4 is the end of the subroutine. We have to remember to deallocate these columns so that we don't use the wrong context later on. After the end of subroutine S7, we use return info to tell us where to go back to. In this case, it tells me that I have to go back to line 9. And line 9 now looks like this. It is E9. Can I actually make a decision now which way to go?
Yeah.
Okay, so where am I supposed to go after line 9? Okay, now technically speaking, when I execute line 9 this time, technically speaking, I have to explain why I'm making a decision. But the explanation in this case is just saying false is false. Because the condition is already resolved to be false. And false is definitely false. There's nothing else to say about false. What happens when the condition is false for a conditional statement like this? We do not go to line 10. We just skip everything and go all the way to line 12. Okay? And the rest of the program is just chore. It's just busy work at this point. Okay? Line 12 increments I to 4, and then we go back to line 8 again. Line 8 compares I to 6, and it is still true because I is 4, 4 is less than 6 is true, and the trace just keeps going like that. So the only part that is tricky is how we set up return info when we execute line 9 the first time. That's the first part. The second part that is tricky is when we execute line 3, what do we do when we return a value of false? It's not any different from returning a numerical value. You just change the question mark to false in this case. It's like here. And then the third tricky point is when we do get back to line 9, after S7 completes, what do? Well, we just go ahead and finish up here what a conditional statement has to do. Because now we have no other invocations involved. We can actually make a decision. False is false. When the condition of a conditional statement is false, we go to the else branch, or if there's no else branch, we just continue execution after the conditional statement. Okay, so this is the kind of stuff that you have to kind of think about, and make sure that you understand each mechanism the way it is, and then you'll be able to reapply the same concept just in a slightly different way, depending on the context. Okay. Are we doing okay so far with this?
Final exam is like 40%, right?
The final exam is 40% of your entire grade. The homework is 20%. The first exam is 20%. The second exam is 20%. But to pass the class with a C, only 37.5% is needed. And many people in this class at this point already has, if not more than 37.5%, close to 30% already, which means I think most people will pass this class without any problem. It's just how far can you push the grade to a B or to an A. Yep.
Will we know how many points each one of these questions is worth?
I think they're all going to be even. So that makes your decision easy. You look at one, it looks easier than the other one, take it. Yep. But you guys know all the tricks, right, of taking an exam. If I give you 5 questions, you have 120 minutes. You have, on the average, 24 minutes per question. Do not allocate just 24 minutes per question. Allocate 20. Okay, so this way, by the time you hit all the questions, you will still have, 4 times 5, which is 20 minutes left to answer the difficult one that you could not finish earlier. Okay, But make sure you have enough time to at least visit each and every question, because it is entirely possible that I ask one question that is difficult from your perspective, and then there's another one that's easy. Okay, so you don't want to miss the chance to answer the easy question just because the difficult one is holding you back. Okay, and in this exam, you can go back and forth just like on the paper version, because in some other tests, you cannot flip the page. Which test is that? Is it SAT or GRE or something like that? Is it SAT? Now that is nasty. You cannot go back. They have someone who is going to be proctoring, and if anyone flips back, you're out of the room, man. Okay, well, this is all that I have for the lectures. Okay, I still have office hours all the way until the end of next week. So if anyone has any questions, just come to my office hours. I think the office hours are noon to 1 o'clock every day, except on Friday. On Friday it is 11:05 to 12:05. And then next week I also have office hours, even though it's a final week. The office hours are posted on my door. Okay, well, go ahead and study hard. But on the day of the exam, make sure you have enough sleep. That's the important part. Yes, we are going to the computer lab, but all you have to do is to tell those people that you will be taking an exam in the lab next week, and they give you a little slip of paper to sign. But you still want to do it today so they don't waste time on Monday, before the exam.
Which lab is it?
It's room 152, which is, okay, if you walk outside, take a left turn from here, you will see a water fountain, and it is on the right-hand side of the water fountain.
I went to the wrong lab. I went to the library.
LRC.
Oh, you
Oh.
yeah, that's the one. Just
Okay.
down over here.
And this one is really close. You can actually see it from this door. When you walk outside, you can see it.
Communications. Yeah.
And our final is on Monday.
I think it is. Check the syllabus to be sure.
Looking forward to it.
Yep.
I'll be caught up by then. This has been just a weird semester. It's weird. I don't know what it is.
Went fast.
Yeah, it went fast, but it was still weird.
Yeah, well, it will only get weirder.
No, it's going to get better.
I got students complaining to me and say, I don't get a chance to sign up the classes.
Oh, really? The
With
class closed?
it's a cisp 300 assembly
Yeah,
language programming. That class is only offered once a year. Okay, and this is a class they need in order to transfer to CSU or UC Davis.
No.
Final is 2 weeks from Monday, right?
No, it's next Monday, if I remember correctly.
Oh, so it is 1 week from today.
1 week from today.
Wait, Monday or Wednesday?
Monday. Sorry, I forgot. Okay, next Monday.
Next Monday.
So
that's
not-
like less than a week.
Less than a week. Check the syllabus.
Oh, that's what we got confused. What they did
Oh.
put down as the final. It'll be online, but I have to come in anyways.
I'll have to check mine
Yeah.
in there. This was what I did in class. I took it out in
Oh,
my
that's
binder by
right.
mistake.
Okay.